My name is Joel. I'm from the tiny island of Singapore, and I'm here today to tell you more about water conservation. So all living things, from the tiniest of insects to the largest of all mammals, like lions and elephants, whales, plants, people, all need water for survival, right? So can any one of you tell me how many liters of water do we need a day? 2 to 3 liters of water. And we need that to digest our food, transport our waste. What else do we need water for in our bodies? Digestion, transport food, yes, and also to control our body temperature, right? So can anyone tell me an apple? Does apple have water inside?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, and how many percentage of apples are water? Pardon? 90. Some more? Any other guesses?
40.
Yeah, it's about 75% of it is water. And your tomatoes? What about tomatoes?
80.
Yes, it's mostly water, Tomatoes is mostly water. So we need all this water. And where do we get all this water? Is from the urban water cycle. So we live in a city, right? Bangalore. So that's why we need water from the urban sources. So, can anyone tell me what are the 3 components of the urban water cycle? We saw that in your test earlier on. First one?
Water supply.
Second one? Third one? You are all experts on this. So, we get our water from the rain, which will get collected in the reservoir, lakes, right? And then after that, it gets purified in the water treatment plants, transported by the water pipes into our houses, and we use it for, what do we use water for? Like? Some more bathing and some more washing. What? Washing? Clothes, dishes? Yes. So they go into our house and we use them, right? And then what happens when the water is used? Becomes waste. What happens? Yeah, where does the water go? Yeah, where does it? So where it goes into our sewage treatment plants. So in here, what happens is that the water gets treated before they release back into the rivers, the lakes, the natural environment. And can anyone tell me, in these pictures, what are the reasons for water shortages? Yes, this is pollution. This is in Mumbai. Yes. Yes. And what about this?
Traffic.
Now, no. Urbanization. That means more people moving into cities. So when people increase, number of people increase, what do we need also? Food, right? So chicken, your eggs, your milk, your cows, you need water to take care of them, and then you need water to grow your vegetables. So with more people, we need more food. More food, we also need more water, and then we also need water for a lot of other uses, right? Washing, your cooking, cleaning, making your Coca-Cola. So now there is water pollution. The water that you're using is not treated. So you disrupt the cycle, right? The cycle is broken. So that's why, and then we can't use this water after that because it's not treated. So that's why we're going to have lesser and lesser water. So in Bangalore, it's one of the second city and in Karnataka where there is not going to be any more water. The groundwater doesn't recharge as fast as other parts of India, So we're not going to have a lot of water if we don't save water now. How can we conserve water? So the best way to make our water supply last longer is to practice water conservation. Yeah, that is one part of water conservation. We need to know how to use our water, right? We need to know how precious water is. And if we each of us save a little bit, we'll save a lot, right? Yeah, so if there isn't going to be enough water for everyone, do you think you will survive? No. And will you want that to happen to India? No. So many, 120 million people, you see? One day it's going to be increased and overtake China. So are you going to go and fight, each of us going to fight for water, One day I think you'll be fighting with him for water and yeah. So, okay, I'm going to give you some pictures and I want you to break up into groups, okay, you're all seated in 4, so I want you to discuss on whether these sections show water conservation or water wastage, and tell me why, and tell me how you can also prevent that. Chalo. Done.
So because of the wastage, what we are conserving, that
The first picture relates to
Yes.
conservation of water.
Why?
Because they are using a bucket instead of shower water.
Yes.
And by using this, the water wouldn't be wasted.
Okay.
And we can conserve the water.
Mm-hmm.
And the second picture relates to wastage of water.
Okay.
Because instead of running the tap continuously, we can just use them at regular intervals.
Okay.
And whenever it is needed, only we can use.
Okay.
Or you can take water in a mug and use it.
Okay. So for group B.
The first picture tells us about wastage of water.
Yes. Why?
Instead of watering the plants using a pipe, they can use a bucket
Okay.
and save water. And instead of using the fresh water for watering the plant, they can use the used water.
Yes.
And when it's already rained enough, there's no need to water the plants.
Yes.
The second picture tells us about conservation of water. Instead of washing the utensils under running tap, they have used the sink to wash all the utensils.
And then for group C.
the first picture tells the conservation of water.
Yes.
Use water that putting into the sewage, and the second one tells that it's wastage because the water is dropping from a tap, and each drop is precious, so we
Yes.
can save every drop of water.
Okay.
So that problem can be fixed by calling a plumber. We can
Yes.
just call him and get it fixed. Until he comes and fixes it, it can get late. So we can put a mug below it, and like every drop of water can be saved, and that water can be put for other use.
So you should use a bucket bath, and we use the water that you have used, when you're bathing, to flush our toilets. We can also place a heavy rock inside our toilet flushing system, so we cut down on the amount of water, fresh water, being used to flush our toilets. And when you're washing your dishes, you must scrape your food off the plates first before you wash them. So, can anyone tell me why?
And the water cannot
Okay. Because if you don't scrape your food, you need more water to wash it off, right? And then you need to use more soap. So you need to use more water. So you have to scrape your food off the plates first. And then you were saying use a cup to contain water when brushing teeth, right? That was group A. So can you tell me, using a cup, how? I mean, the cup is this big. Where do I need to, how much water do I fill? To the brim, to the top of the cup, or to the middle, or where? Every time I'm going to use different, I'm going to waste more water also. How am I going to make sure I always use the same amount of water when I brush my teeth? Can anyone tell me? Bring a marker with you. So every time you fill the water to that point, where you're using that amount of water to brush your teeth, put a mark there. So the next time when you go, you remember that I have to fill it up to that point, right? So that in that way you save water, because if I use a mark but I always fill up at different levels of the mark, I'm also still wasting water, right? So we can also fix a metal or cloth thimble to the tap. What is the thimble? Does anyone know? Yeah, a cap at the bottom, right, with holes, right? So if you can't buy the metal ones, what you can do is get a piece of cloth, a piece of rubber band, poke some holes into the cloth, and after that fasten it to the tap. So in that way, you're actually creating a thimble yourself. You don't need the metal ones if they are so expensive, see? Yeah, so and then the last one is to always check for leaking taps. When you go to the toilet here, do you check for leaking taps? You do? Yeah, and then when you find a leaking tap, what do? She was mentioning. Yeah, either close it, or if you know that it can't, put a mark there, or inform your parents or your teachers about it. Yeah, and then they can arrange for a plumber to repair it. You don't do it yourself, okay? No, you might end up busting the pipe and then you waste even more water, Okay, so this is rainwater harvesting. Can anyone tell me what does this mean? Yes?
When it rains, the roof water, it collects into that pipes.
Okay.
And there's a tank below the ground, and it connects to the tank, and the water goes and connects to the tank, and it's useful.
What can we use the water for?
Watering plants, washing vessels, cleaning house.
Okay, can we drink it? Why?
So because
the rate remains unsafe.
Okay, and then?
And the roof may be dirty.
Yes, so we cannot drink this water because it's of poor quality. But we can definitely use this water to clean everything, wash our clothes, you know. Yeah, and then water our plants with all that. So which city or which state in India has rainwater harvesting made? You studied well, your book. Good job. Okay. So there are 3 ways we can save water. So this first one is to pay attention, change habits, and stop leaks. Okay. So can everyone repeat these 3 statements again with me? So we can save water by paying attention, change our habits, and stop leaks. Okay. So there are 3 ways. Remember? Okay. So now we'll move on. Now we know how to conserve water. We need to know who water is for. So can anyone tell me who is water for? Like water is for? Everyone. Yeah, but why? Why is water for everyone? Because everyone. Yeah. So the idea is that while you may have water, someone else beside you may not necessarily have, right? And if you are wasting water, you are depriving someone else who might use water and need water to use the water, right? So if the lesser amount of water you use means someone else has more water to use. So the city's water is being distributed to not just a few of us, but to everyone. So water is for everyone. So if let's say someone else is wasting water, what we can do is we have to tell them that this is a wasting of water and how they can save water. If I walk on the road, or if you walk on the road, and what happens is that you see something like this. These are all parts of India also. So when this happens, what are we going to do? We have I Changed My City. I was expecting that. So do you know what's IChangeMyCity.com? Do you know what is it about? It's an initiative by Janaagraha, where it's an online initiative. So you have to go online to complain, to post your complaint. Yes. So if you don't have internet, what can you do is to tell your parents to help you do it. Because you see, with the internet, you can load your comments, right? As soon as possible, as soon as you see it. You don't have to, by the time you arrange everyone to take the buckets and all that, I think you probably wasted a lot of water. So you can immediately report this matter to the BBMP, or you were saying write letter. What if the letter doesn't get to them, Or what if, let's say, it takes like maybe 2 days to get to a letter to them. But if I post my complaints on IChangeMyCity.com, they get it immediately. I'd like all of us to recite these 2 sentences together with me, okay? 1, 2, 3. Water is precious and we must conserve water for future users. I can save water by using water wisely and responsibly. Yeah, that's all for this lesson. Thank you, everyone.